What's going on, y'all? This your one and only with carbon monoxide. I'm getting off the subject about other bullshit. Couple of people asked me what was my favorite first-person shooter of all time. My favorite first-person shooter of all time would have had to been GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64. My favorite size shooter was Gunstar Heroes and Contra classics. That one was Contra's from Nintendo. Well, actually, it's from Konami. And Gunstar Heroes is by Treasure. And that was a Sega Genesis game. Very good classic. Starting fighters I had was basically Street Fighter. Then Virtua Fighter came out. Then Tekken. You know, like, it was a great lineup for the fighters. Now back to first-person shooting. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye 007 was my favorite first-person shooters growing up. Trying to also think. Everybody, I know a lot of people play Star Fox 64. I know a lot of people play Mario Party. I know a lot of people play like the different games, Mario Kart and the multiplayer games and shit. I'm a retro guy. I could talk about retros. Someone asked what was the first like system I ever had. That was the Sega Genesis. I had the Master Drive. No, I had the after the Master Drive. That was something more or less like it was a Sega Genesis. Then he had the Master Drive, and then he had some other shit. Or it could be in the other way. It doesn't really fucking matter. I had Sega. The first games I had was Super Street Fighter. Super Street Fighter 2. There was no Super Street Fighter. There was just Super Street Fighter 2. So I have to reiterate that. I had Streets of Rage 1, 2, and I had 3. Then there was Gunstar Heroes. Wow. Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron. That was a throwback. That was my shit. It was so many of them back in the day. Like, I could go down a whole list. You know, I had Mutant League Football. A family member of mine had Super High Impact. We had the Maddens. We had the NBA Lives. It was just so many different games back in the day, and it was different. Like, you know, the memory was different. Play RPGs, you put in a password and everything straight. Or they had game-saving memory with Phantasy Star before they put it on the Dreamcast. It was pretty good. The side-scrolling games was really great. I also enjoy Streets of Rage, the remake and all of that stuff. And like back in the day, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. I like Streets of Rage 2 and 3. They were actually called Bare Knuckle in Japan. It was Bare Knuckle 1, 2, and 3. And now like they got, you know, different things in America. Then after I had the Sega, it evolved into the PlayStation. The first PlayStation. I played Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn has some fucking phenomenal games. I never really played on the Jaguar too much. I remember playing that in like the store when they